Hello and welcome back to the Wrestling Waffle with Luke and Memphis. In today's episode is an episode that I'm very excited to do, and that is AEW Double or Nothing 2025 review. I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I thought it was better than whatever the hell Battleground was. No, I'm kidding. It was better than Battleground, but yeah, I'm kidding. Uh, Overall, I thought it was brilliant. I thought pretty much every match was spot on. It was right and everything like that. But yeah, what did you think of it, Memphis? Before we start.
It, I'm, as you know, I'm disappointed with one of the results, but I think as a show overall, it just was chaos. But I thought it was quite cool. I
Yeah.
thought, I mean, we'll get into it more, I guess. I don't want to go too in deep, but I thought it was just chaos.
Anyway, we'll kick things off with the buy-in. There's not well, there was two matches on there. The one we'll probably talk about more than the other. Anna Jay and Harley Cameron beat Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. Um, the only thing I have to say about that is about the women's tag titles. I think they're imminent now in AEW.
Yeah, it's been rumored the last couple of days, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and
And I think
go on.
I was just gonna say, I think this shows that it's not needed, but it would be a big plus.
Yeah, it is possible to do as well
Yeah,
because
there's enough women on that
yeah,
roster.
they can make women's tag teams, and I really liked how both tag teams came out in the same coloured gear. I thought
Yeah,
I
yeah, no,
hate
I did
it.
like that.
Yeah, I hate it when tag teams come out and they're wearing two completely different things.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Uh, but
They
yeah,
look like a team, don't they?
yeah, they look like a team.
It looks like a team. But yeah, I think I like the idea.
Yeah, so and then Bandido, AR Fox, Hologram, and Commander beat Rocky Romero, Trent Beretta, and Crew, which is Action Andretti and Leo Rush. It's just a random eight-man tag, really, just to get people on the card. But we'll move on to the main show, and we'll kick things off with one of the matches of the night. Mercedes Moné defeated Jamie Hayter to win the Women's Owen Hart Cup. I'll let you go first, Memphis.
I was quite happy with this match. I thought it was quite good. I really enjoyed it. Like you said, one of the matches of the night. I thought, can we just talk about the roll up at the end? Like,
I knew you was
I
going
don't
to
know why I
say
didn't just
something.
go straight into that. Like, Jesus, like that's the most vicious thing I've ever seen. I think.
She spiked her
Like,
on her head.
exactly.
So no wonder
I
she didn't
was
kick out.
I was caught very much off guard. But yeah, no, I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, and I think yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. I think it proves again why Mercedes, in my opinion, I think Mercedes is probably the best women's wrestler in the world at the minute. I mean, you can't really, you can't take anything away from her if I'm honest. I think I wanted Jamie Hayter to win just because I like Jamie Hayter a lot. Um, but I think Mercedes winning is probably the right choice if I'm honest. Obviously, we'll get we may as well get into it at the same time. But obviously, Tony Storm beat Mina Shirakawa as well to retain her title. So it is Mercedes Moné versus Tony Storm at All In. I'm not against it. Two of the biggest women stars that they have going against each other in their first stadium show in America. So I think it's the right thing to do. And also, you'll probably agree with me, Memphis, but Tony beating Mercedes will be absolutely massive
If she beats Mercedes,
if she beats Mercedes.
I'm not 100% sure she does, but I guess we'll see. I think
I
it's a good
think,
match because I think either can win.
yeah, yeah, same. The only thing is, I think one thing that may tip me to go Monet is if they go, oh, if Mercedes wins, she vacates the TBS title.
Yeah.
If that doesn't get, because she's just hit a year as champion, so she's gonna get to about 410 days or something like that by the time All In comes around. I'm not sure if that beats Jade Cargill's reign. I don't think it does, to be honest. I might be wrong though, but yeah, I think if cause, like, kind of a thing that when Samoa Joe vacated the television title
Yeah.
when he went up against MJF and everyone was like, oh, why is he doing that? And then he because this is stupid unless he beats MJF, and then obviously he beat him, so it was all right. But I think it could be one of them again. But
Yeah, no,
if she does
sorry.
keep the TBS title and nothing gets said, I do think Tony wins. And I think you've got to make whoever beats Mercedes, it's got to be a big moment.
Yeah, definitely. Well, she's had the title, like you said, for a year almost now. So I think, yeah, it definitely has to be a big moment.
Yeah.
Maybe put both on the line.
I don't
Maybe
know.
that's how they do it and do a double title match. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that because I do like them having a women's mid card belt. I do. I do like how they do it.
Oh no, me too. I just think maybe that's how
Oh yeah, just
they
make it a
do
bit
it.
bigger.
Yeah,
Do you think Tony and Mercedes could main event All In?
definitely. I think they definitely can. I don't think they will, but they definitely can.
Yeah, I agree. I think they can, but I just don't think they will. But we'll move on to the second match on the show, which I thought it was actually I thought it was a decent match. To be fair, FTR beat Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah,
Pretty long match.
that's what surprised me was the length, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, I think FTR needed the win more than anything. Solidify themselves in this tag division again, and I think we'll get onto it later on. I think be a tag team that is an actual threat to the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think them winning this match was probably the right result.
Yeah, definitely.
I am one thing I am this could be obviously out there by whatever, but I think um Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness FTR. I do think they could make some like big tag match for Forbidden Door.
Yeah, no, I can. Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Like Nigel and Daniel get some like New Japan guys or something, and FTR get some
Yeah,
like heels from a different thing, and they create like this like 8-man tag or something. You know, it's
yeah,
something
no,
like that. But
yeah, I get what you see. I get what you see. I get what you're saying.
but obviously, I'm never going to complain with Nigel McGuinness in a wrestling ring. So yeah,
He was so good as well.
yeah, he is. He still
He is
is.
so good. He's still so good. Fair play to him.
But yeah, we'll move on to this one match, the stretcher match. Ricochet defeated Mark Briscoe, and it was it was brilliant. Again,
Okay, just chaos.
it was a common theme with this pay-per-view, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Like the amount of scissors Ricochet was pulling out. Like, surely it gets to a point where you run out anyway. And then
Yeah,
the whole cleaning his head, that was brilliant.
yeah.
I thought it's like, yeah, mental. I thought just, and then the amount of blood was the thing that got me again as well. I was like,
Did
that, go on.
Did you see the shot where it was like the scissors on the floor and it had like Mark Briscoe's blood all over the floor?
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, that was such a sick shot.
Look, it looked a bit like, in a film, and a serial killer's done something,
Yeah.
and they're taking pictures of evidence. It's like, Jesus, what's happened here? But yeah, no,
I saw
yeah, that,
I saw a thing of obviously someone posted just a photo of Mark Briscoe just like blood just pouring out of his head, and I seen someone comment, why does he always bleed all the time? I was like, it's Mark Briscoe in a stretcher match. I think it was inevitable what's going to happen if I'm honest.
yeah, yeah, no, definitely.
But yeah, I think Mark Briscoe deserves. I'm not going to say he's booked poorly because I don't think he is. But everyone loves Mark Briscoe. I think he
Yeah,
deserves to get more than what he's getting at the minute.
yeah, no, I agree. I do agree. I don't know what he does because it's kind of hard at the moment because you could say TNT, but Daniel Garcia's just got that.
Adam Cole.
So, sorry, yeah, no, Adam Cole beat Daniel Garcia. My bad. Um, but yeah, I don't know. What would you do?
um, it's a good question to be honest. I think he's got to have a feud with someone that he wins against. As long as there's a plan, as long as there's a long-term plan. It's the same for everyone on this card. As long as there's a long-term plan for these people, they're going to be all right.
Yeah,
And I think Mark Briscoe is one of them people.
yeah.
Obviously,
I agree.
Ricochet's fine. Ricochet's going to go on to do some big things, I think. Um, with the way that he's going.
Yeah,
But yeah, we will move on to the AEW World Tag Team title match. Hurt Syndicate defeated the Sons of Texas. I think it was probably the most predictable match on the card.
yeah. They weren't going to lose it that quickly. I did like the sort of dynamic with what kind of think MJF and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah,
I did like that. I thought that was quite cool, and it sort of leads into something potentially.
yeah. I think
Obviously not yet, but
yeah, not yet, but yeah, they obviously are building towards MJF versus Bobby Lashley. But I don't know. I did like them doing it. But I think like just keep MJF like loyal. You know what I mean? Like what am I trying to say? Don't have him mess up too much yet.
yeah,
Kind of have him like just being Bobby Lashley's good books because that's what he wants to be in at the minute.
yeah.
So, but I found it so funny when his name appeared on the Tron. It was absolutely
Yeah, that's fair.
it was hilarious, honestly. And then he walks out with him as well. Honestly, the "We Hurt People" thing might be the best thing I've ever seen. Especially when MG. Like, remember the other pay-per-view when he was in the crowd and he was doing it?
Yeah,
It made me
yeah.
laugh so much. He's like, "We hurt people, we hurt people." I can't wait till Forbidden Door just so I can just do it. But we will move on to Kazuchika Okada defeating Speedball Mike Bailey to retain the AEW Continental Championship. And the one thing I will say is it was Mike Bailey that brought out the real Okada. So fair play to him. The guy made
Yeah,
Okada work.
yeah, fair play. Fair play. I enjoyed this, to be fair.
Yeah, it was really good. Mike Bailey's brilliant. Honestly,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
fantastic.
Dodgy
But
drop kick, but we won't speak about that.
oh no. I thought nah, but I thought the ending was really good.
Yeah, no,
I really
I agree.
liked it, and I think I think since Speedball's come in as well, I think he's been fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I ain't seen much of him, and now he's one of my favorites. So that sort of shows how good he's done.
Yeah, I never really like before he come to AEW, I never really watched. I'd seen a couple of his matches, like the one he had against
Yeah.
Osprey and TNA and stuff like that. But I never
Yeah.
like I knew of him. I knew like a bit of his stuff, but didn't really know all of it. But he since he has come in, he has really impressed me, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm happy for him. Obviously, as long as there's a long-term plan for him, that's the main thing. But we will move on. Oh, before we carry on, Okada retaining, I think it's obvious it's Kenny and Okada are all in.
Yeah.
It's
We've been calling this for months.
yeah, everyone has, but yeah, I think it definitely is going that way. But we'll move on to
I'm not complaining.
oh,
I'm not
oh no,
complaining.
no, not at all, not at all, not at all. I think they wanted to do the match on American soil. I think that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah, probably.
I think it's their. I want to say it's their fourth match against one another. I think I could be completely wrong, but I think it will be their fourth
Yeah.
if they do face each other. But we'll move on to Tony Storm defeating Mina Shirakawa to retain the AEW Women's World Title. Um, Mina Shirakawa is absolutely fantastic. Her entrance is so sick.
Yeah, very cool.
Her theme song
Very
is so
cool.
catchy. It sounds like that one song, like Danza Karudo, whatever it's called. You know
Oh
what song I'm
yeah,
about.
yeah.
It
I know.
sounds like that.
Yeah,
And
I
when you
can see
listen to it,
that.
I was like,
Yeah,
ah,
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I now got a vision of you playing Universe Mode, just singing along.
okay, all right.
You didn't deny it, to be fair, but
I prefer not to speak.
I understand. I understand.
But yeah, I think Tony winning was obvious.
Yeah, definitely.
It was still a good match though.
Yeah,
Still a good match. But I think I revert back to the point I made in I think in the predictions video. Again, it's just one of them things. A new women's wrestler comes in, she gets thrown into a world title match. It was just one of them.
yeah,
But a lot of people, I'm not saying a lot of people, but some people may have expected to see Mariah May, and obviously she wasn't there. So I think that does
I
indicate
think, yeah,
where she's going or where she's heading, and that is out of AEW's back door. So
yeah. I think this was the big one. That if she was going to come back, this would have been it.
yeah,
And obviously, she didn't. So,
hmm
I
I think
mean, fair play to her. She's had a good run.
yeah, she had a good run. Yeah,
So, I think she'll be good in WWE.
yeah, she'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah, she's not going to struggle.
No, not at all. But yeah, obviously Tony and Mercedes got confirmed, so we've already spoke about that. But yeah, next up is the Anarchy in the Arena match.
Chaos. That's all I'm going to say is chaos. How could a wrestling match have a quad box?
Honestly, don't know.
I was struggling to keep up with it.
I
The
don't
music as
know.
well, so class.
Honest, I love it every single year. When they played Final Countdown last year, it got me, and then they played Bodies this year, and then they played I'm So Excited after it. It's like a joke kind of thing, and it got me,
Yeah,
man. I was like, oh my life, I absolutely love it.
Kenny's face when they played that got me. Kenny's face every time I've seen it, so it's just it still makes me giggle.
Yeah, it was so sick. I was obviously before we go a bit further into it, Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, Willow Nightingale, and the Ops did beat Death Riders and the Young Bucks. Um, yeah, it was brilliant. I absolutely loved it. I've seen a few people say it was the best Anarchy in the arena match that there's been. I don't think you can argue against it.
No, no, you can't.
But yeah, I thought it was
It's
brilliant.
still. I keep seeing the clip, and it's so sick every time I see it of Swerve doing the suicide dive to the music, hitting the beat drop. I thought that
Yeah,
was so
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
He timed that so well. Like, obviously, you know when the beat drop's coming, and you know it's like, but still, to time it perfectly still is It's like impressive still. Do you know what
yeah.
I mean?
And didn't he do the swerve stomp um in thumbtacks on the bottom
Yeah,
of his new shoes? I was like, oh my
yeah,
life,
yeah. The
oh my
spikes on the
life.
bottom.
Yeah,
That was yeah. It just there's too much to actually unpack to go through it all.
yeah. A police
I
car has
think
just drove past my house, so that probably is one thing that probably should have happened in that match.
just to stop them,
Yeah, just to stop him.
just to stop everything from happening. No, I agree.
But it was so
But
cool.
yeah,
It
no,
was so cool, and it was so much fun.
yeah, I agree. It was good.
Um, but yeah, we'll move on to the well, there's only two matches left. The Don Callis family, Konosuke Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, and Josh Alexander defeated Paragon, which is Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. I think it was a good match, but I think it's just one of them. You could have saved it for Dynamite
Yeah,
or a Collision.
I do you know the reason why though. You do know why it was on.
Yeah, I don't.
Uh, yeah, because of Tanahashi.
Yeah, I
So
know. Yeah,
that's why it had to be. But
yeah, and I think I didn't I message you about it as well. I think they're building to Forbidden Door with Tanahashi's match there.
yeah,
I think Tanahashi will probably be in a tag match because God bless his soul. When he did the sling blade to Kyle Fletcher, you could tell his knees were gone.
you could tell his
It's
knees were gone after the first punch. He walked down and he looked like he could fall over at any
I
second.
know I feel so bad for him, bless him, but his knees are absolutely gone.
Yeah, no,
But
I
yeah,
agree.
you could.
His knees are gone.
Yeah, you could. I think you could have saved it for a good Dynamite or Collision main event, but obviously you get why it happened on a I think Double or Nothing. But that is just nitpicking, but it's nothing. But I've got a sneak. You know when I said that I think Ricochet will challenge Adam Cole, or Ricochet should be like the next TNT champion. I do
Yeah,
think Adam Cole might face Kyle Fletcher at All In for the title,
I can't see Carl Fletcher losing that.
and Kyle Fletcher will not lose that match. So the one thing I do hope is Adam Cole defends the belt a little bit more now,
Yeah, no, I agree.
as long as he has the feud to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll move on because we've probably got a lot of talking to do before we end this, and that is the main event of the men's Owen Hart Foundation Cup Tournament final. Hangman Adam Page defeated Will Ospreay, and it will be John Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Championship at All In. Um, it's my match of the night before we
Oh
get
yeah. No,
anywhere else.
I think it has to be match of the night. And it was that good.
I watched it the day after as well, and I was still blown away. I thought the one thing I will say, I said it to my brother yesterday. I wish the bit where they did the shootout, I wish that was the finish.
Hmm.
The bit where they
Yeah.
both take off their elbow pads. I wish that was the finish because that was, that was the shootout.
Yeah. Nah, I agree with that.
Obviously, you wanted Will to win, so if you want to have your say, go on.
Look, I'm not just salty because I wanted to see him walk in with that big gold beautiful belt. Forbidden Door, that is. I promise I'm not just. I don't know. I was fully behind the Osprey train, and the train did not come in. That's really all I can say.
It got
Um,
cancelled.
yeah, typical British train line, to be fair.
Yeah, it is actually.
But I think, I mean, I'm not exactly angry it's Hangman, but I obviously you get your favourites, and Osprey's one of mine, and it's just sad he lost, but
Yeah.
I'm not salty, I promise.
I love them both, but Hangman's my guy, so I
Yeah,
was
that's
very
fair.
happy. Um,
That's fair.
but I think all this has built up to this moment. The past 2 years of Hangman losing his mind in his feuds against Swerve and everyone like that. His his booking has been near enough perfect for this moment, and
Yeah,
I really hope that he just beats uh Moxley at All In.
yeah, no, that's fair. I agree. He has to be the one now. I think it was everyone that won it.
Yeah, I'm very glad they swerved from the Derby stuff as well. I'm very glad that he's not gonna. I might be speaking too soon, but he's not gonna be the one that beats Moxley. I think the ship sailed for that.
Maybe.
So
I'm not. I'm still not sure. I think. I no. I do. I don't know.
Derby
You
and
got me
Mox
thinking now.
will have a match, but I don't think it'll be for the title.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I loved Hangman winning. I think everything's built up to this. He is the main character of AEW for a reason. Screw what CM Punk said. I love Punk, but he was totally wrong when it comes to Hangman Adam Page. Um, he's just one of them people that you wanted to win, and he will, hopefully. Obviously, the big question is, what does Osprey do now?
What does Osprey do at Forbidden Door? What does he do at All In?
I think the main one is All In. I think Forbidden Door, he'll be absolutely fine. He can have a match against anyone.
It'll be Zach, won't it?
Maybe.
But what does he do for All In?
That's the thing. What does he do for All In? I've seen a few people say that he'll be Swerve's tag partner against the Young Bucks, but at the same time, I don't know if I want that.
Nah, I think he's too good to put in a tag match. I mean, so Swerve.
Yeah, but I
But
think the Swerve bit kind of makes sense. That's why I don't mind it as much.
yeah, no, I
Obviously,
get what you.
yeah, I think it's difficult. I really don't know I don't know what he does. Obviously, we'll find out in the coming weeks what he will be doing. But yeah, I think it is interesting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's what I say. It's very interesting to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, but that is there anything else that we need to? Oh, you see the announce table spot where it just broke before they even went through it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my word! I thought Ospreay like knocked himself out. Honestly, it was unbelievable.
No, yeah, I agree. That I was like, hang on, something's not right there.
Yeah. And then Hangman just picked him up anyway and just dead-eyed him again, even
Yeah.
after the table was broke. He was like, you know what, screw you. But I think the false finishes were absolutely perfect. When Osprey hit the Stormbreaker, I thought that was it. I really
Yeah.
did. I was like, no. I was like, Osprey's done it. I was like, we're getting Moxley
I
and
got
Osprey.
I got slightly excited seeing that, but we won't talk about it.
But yeah, we will end it there before we end. Obviously, we've already mentioned it, but what was the match of the night? And we've both gone for the same thing: Hangman Adam Page and Will Ospreay. Um, but yeah. Also, before we end it as well, like and subscribe, and also we have just started putting our podcasts on Spotify. This one will be on Spotify as well, and there will be an episode, the Forbidden Door, the matches we would like to see at Forbidden Door episode, will be put on Spotify as well. So make sure you check that out. It's literally just the Wrestling Waffle with Luke and Memphis. So they'll be on there now, and they may be easier to listen to than rather on YouTube as well, but it's everyone's preference. But yeah. But also, the one more thing I have to say, going back to the Anarchy in the Arena match, is I put a TikTok out of the Anarchy arena in the arena match, and it got copyright striked. So I was fuming.
You're always human, though. To be fair,
I
at some
know,
there's something that's always like rubbing you the wrong way.
I know, but it's like whenever anyone else posts it, it's completely fine. As soon as I do it, nope. So I've got to find my ways around it, and then yeah.
Why didn't you just? Was it the song that got copyrighted?
No, it was the video. It was the actual
Oh, okay.
video.
Why didn't you recreate
Me recreate that entire thing.
it?
You want just me to walk to that arena and just pretty much sell out the whole entire thing and recreate it myself?
Yeah.
I don't think that's possible.
Well, make it happen.
Okay. Well, on that note, we're going to end it there. Let us know your thoughts on Forbidden Door as well, and also your thoughts on All In as well. What matches that you could maybe see? We might do a predictions video on matches that we could see it All In, but I don't know if we'll do that. We might do it, we might not, but who knows? But yeah. We'll see you in the next one.